everybody, it's Anna. Time for our final card in this week's tarot story. So we close with our second major arcana card for the week, and it is Star Reversed. So the Star card in the major arcana follows the Tower. The Tower is a time of major transition where structures are sort of falling apart because we've outgrown the structures. They're not serving us anymore, but it can feel, when the structures fall apart, when any structures fall apart, it can feel very disorienting and upsetting to the mind, right? So the Star is the place where we recover our senses from this big disruption. Like this whole thing fell apart. Our minds are quite confused and disturbed and quite disoriented. So we go from that place of big transition into this place of refinement and refreshment and replenishment. I'm gonna turn it up right so you can see it. It's a gorgeous card, right? There's stars in the sky. There's seven. There's one big star and seven other stars, and they represent, or they connect to the seven energy centers in the body. So you've got all these different energy centers that are sort of getting rebooted, almost like you're under the stars. They're rebooting all of your energy centers. You're taking your time. You're resting. You're recollecting yourself. This woman's pouring water in the pond and on the ground. That's about replenishment, and water is connected to intuition. It's like everything's coming in alignment, right? We're recovering from what just happened, but not just recovering. We're not just recovering to where we were before. We're also we're feeling out the new expansion. The tower fell because we got too big and we expanded. And so now we're in a new place of expansion. So this is about us clearing out the trauma, the disappointment, calming the mind, helping the mind feel stabilized again, and then feeling what else has grown in us, what has changed in us. And I love this little bird over here. I think it's an ibis, but it's a bird of prophecy. So it's like we start hearing the voice of our own prophecy again. Our wisdom's coming alive in us again. So the idea behind this card is basically, like we realize what happened was traumatic, but it was purposeful and there was a genius to it. And we're not going to stay in the trauma. We're going to just gently walk past the trauma and come to this place of feeling restored and brought back into ourselves. This came to us reversed. I feel like the reversal is connected to the same message we've gotten all week, which is it seems like we're probably in the middle of a major expansion and transition. The mind is panicking, as it will. The mind doesn't know when the tower falls. And if you look at the image of the tower in the Rider-Waite, like they're literally falling out of the tower head first. They're going to slam into the ground. You cannot expect your mind to be calm about that. Okay? You can't. So you can't expect your mind to be calm about it. What you can expect, what you can commit to, is caring for your mind when that happens, which is acknowledging this is scary, this is confusing. We're not really sure what's going to happen next. But even when we don't know, even though the mind doesn't know what's going to happen next, it's okay. I'm going to be with you. I'm here with you. That's the divine love within us. I am here with you. I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to take care of things. I'm going to support you. It's all going to be fine because I'm not sending you by yourself to figure this out alone. I'm walking with you. The divine is accompanying the mind into the next stage, right? And that's been the message we keep seeing. It was the Page of Swords reversed is the mind kind of being fearful. The Emperor is the mind finding stability, like learning how to live into its mature power. And the Ace of Cups reversed was about like how do we expand ourselves to offer this grace. It is about recognizing that, I talk a lot about, you guys probably know that I'm an ordained minister, and there's a location in general religion. There's a location of God outside of ourselves. And so we're reaching beyond ourselves to get the divine love we need, which makes sense. There's a reason why we would do that, right? Because when we're early in our lives, it's hard to imagine that the divine is within us. But as you get older, as you get more mature, it's not just older, as you have experiences and you discover that doesn't cut it. I can't just hope that some divinity outside myself is going to take care of me. My mind needs more help than that. You begin to realize that it's located within yourself, right? And so you have to practice the understanding that the divinity is within you and you can access it and you should access it on a regular, I'm not saying you should, I'm not giving you orders, right? But like accessing it on a regular basis begins to train your mind to realize it's not out there. The danger's not out there. The solution's not out there. Everything is within me, and the mind begins to look to your divine self for solution, right? And we need to help the mind understand that's where it is. And every time the mind gets distracted by the outside world, again, we remind it, yeah, but remember, I'm here, right? So to me, the star reversed is the mind is blocked a little in experiencing this time of blessing and renewal. So pay attention. Where is your mind getting stuck? Is it stuck on what it lost and that trauma of the tower? What is the mind fearful of losing? What does it feel sad that it lost? What's it afraid is coming up? Like, we need to be mindful that the mind needs to, we need to be mindful that the mind needs support. And it has to be a high priority in our spiritual journey to figure out what the mind needs and to give it whatever it needs so it can be a partner in what we're doing and not feel like, the stepchild, the rejected stepchild that gets left behind or gets ignored. If you treat your mind that way, it will hurt the mind and it will hurt everything. It hurts everything else because the mind is the gatekeeper for what we can do in the physical world. The mind's the one that carries us into the physical world. We need it to be on our side. We need it to understand. We need it to be able to walk in faith. And we're asking it to do something very hard, and it can't do it without our divine love and support. It needs that to move forward. So figure out where is the mind stuck and give it access to what it needs so it can be part of the expansion and help us move forward to the next thing. That's our last card for this tarot story. See you next time. Bye.